Hate, who or what are you trying to hold together? Hake is always trying to correct my English. It's not who, it's whom. Whom or what? He was just telling me that this morning. We were in the office. I'm like, hey, what was the bigger question? You said who or what, but it's whom. But who sound better, but it ain't right. Whom or what you trying to hold together?
Myself.
What's self?
Myself.
What's self?
Myself, not my stuff.
I said, what's self?
Oh, myself? What self?
Yeah, what's self?
Not which self, but what self?
Whatever.
Like, I work, and so I try to hold that together.
So you're your work? Because you said yourself.
Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying.
No, that was a question.
Oh, yeah. No, it's the work is not me, but...
You said you said myself, and I like, who self? You like, what self, or whatever.
Right.
And then you said my work.
Yeah.
Are you your work?
No, not in
So
whole.
I asked you, what self are you trying to hold? You went right to work.
Right. But
This is so much
I was
fun,
going into a list.
This is real church. So what?
I was going into a list
Of yourself?
of the stuff that I do with myself in my life.
Nobody want to know what self are you trying to hold together?
Me and what I do and how I live. That's what I mean by myself.
So who is the me?
The person whom I represent.
How can you sound retarded?
It's getting hot in here.
What?
I said it's getting hot in here.
It's not because the heat is on.
Like I'm supposed to get myself together, get my life together.
What's self?
The just me.
We've been around that before. What does this mean you're trying to get together and hold together? Who is this me?
The life that I have some hand in living.
So are you saying the things you do is who you are?
No, it's just what I do comes from who I am.
And so who are you that you're trying to hold together? Are you a computer?
I don't think so, no.
Are you a radio host? Is that you?
No.
Well, tell us who you are that you're trying to hold together.
Well, as far as the radio host and the things that I do, that does, it kind of seems like I should do better at it or good at it. Otherwise, that wouldn't be holding myself together at all.
Oh, being good, better and good at what you do is holding yourself together?
Yeah.
And so when you're not good or better at it, it's tearing you down?
Right. Well, yeah.
And that makes sense?
It's not, no, it's not a sensible way of looking at it. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thanks, Hake.
All right.
Yes, Franky, that's in your hand. Who or what are you trying to hold together?
So the image of myself working because I've gotten laid off. So
So you trying to hold the image of
yeah, 100%.
who or what are you trying to hold? So you're trying to hold work together?
Hold the image of myself as a working
Oh.
person. You know, you
Oh,
get up
I
in
see.
the morning, you do this and say, who are you? Well, I'm so-and-so and so-and-so. Oh, that's pretty good. That's it. Now I'm not that person because I don't do that anymore. So,
So now that you don't do that, you feel like you're falling apart?
yeah,
Amazing.
in a way.
So
yeah.
you are your work.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For, you know, for 30 years, that was me. And now that's not me anymore, so I have to, okay, who are you? Are you really that? What
Are you going to jump off a bridge now?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So you're your work. Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yes, Joel. You be that. Who or what are you trying to hold together?
For me, it was more so of myself as a good person, holding on to the idea of me being a good person.
Okay.
Right.
Are you a good person?
No, but it came from what Danielle said. You know, like before you wake up, it seems easier, meaning like you're not so much caught up in your head. But I think that's the trick that Satan uses, that when you wake up, now you're trying to be aware, now you're trying to think, and you start wrestling with ideas and stuff like that in the Bible, scripture, or truth, like the good and evil. And the good thing about being asleep is the fact that, if we're gonna say there's a good thing, right, is that you're not judging yourself. Well, you are, but you're just living life. You're not so much worried about the right and wrong things. But when you wake up,
Have you ever met a person that's asleep that's not worried about the good or the wrong thing?
they are, but I mean, like, they're just living life and they're not worried about too much of like, am I a good person, am I a bad person? And I'm trying to do the right thing because I'm trying to be a good person now.
You met people like that? Who are
Well, I think
asleep?
that they more so accept their lifestyle opposed to like Christians when they wake up. They more wrestle with trying to be a good person. When you're asleep, you just more so, for the most part, you're just accepting that you're who you are, you do the things you do, you accept them as normal. But when you wake up, you judge them as bad. Now they're sins, now they're wrong, and now you wrestle with that. And I think that's what it was for
But
me.
if they were doing it that way, why are they taking pills for depression, jumping off bridges, suicide, trying to impress, nervous and anxious and worried and comparing, if they're not judging?
Because I think they do it because they want to feel better, but to them, even though deep down, like in their heart of hearts, they know that it's wrong and the things they're doing is wrong, but Satan makes them accept it as, this is just life, this is just what you go through, and then you just live with it.
When you say you thought you were a good person,
Right.
what made you think you were a good person?
I didn't start thinking it until I started waking up.
I thought you said that before you woke up, you thought you were a good person.
No, like before waking up, you know, you just like you grow accustomed to society and the
I
things that it
see.
teaches.
And then you woke up, and that's when you thought you were a good person?
Right, because when you wake up, you start to now wrestle with like the information you've gotten about either reading the Bible or just things you heard, and you're trying to be a good person. And then when you make some like solid steps, you feel good about it. And then you start judging people like, oh, I'm doing better now, they're not. And then you try to hold on to that, which is the expectation. And then you fall again, and then you try to hold on to it, and you fall again. But I wasn't wrestling like this then. You know, even though I was like suffering, I wasn't wrestling in my mind. Like it wasn't stressful like Danielle's saying, like now it feels stressful. But I think it's because when we wake up, we want to do right so bad, which is another setup. So we're like wrestling with the truth in our mind when we should just be living
I see what
life.
you said. So now that you're awake, you want to do right.
Right.
And you want to be right.
Right, and you still should be living in the same way, except now you just should be aware. You have awareness.
Oh, I
But you
see.
still should just be living life, not wrestling with nothing.
But you wrestle
What's
with
the
wanting to be right?
I wrestle with that, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that working?
No, it's not at all.
How many people can relate to what he's saying? Oh, good. Right. I know what you mean. I totally understand it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so, are you a good person?
No, I'm not a good person.
You're no good.
I'm no good. But I'm not a bad person either.
You're not a bad one?
No, I'm not a bad person either.
You're just no good.
I'm just a living being.
And then I have a second question. The young lady in the gray shirt. Who or what are you trying to hold together?
I think for me, I am a connoisseur of selves. So I have more than one self that I'm trying to hold together.
Right.
And the only reason for that is because I'm not good at letting go. Whether it's traumatic or whether it's amazing, who I become is very chameleon-esque. I've learned to adapt. I've learned to be in situations and be what I need to be. And so I have this collection of selves.
You're a whole bunch of them in there.
I would have to say yes. Yeah, some of them have high value that you can't really get to. And some of them I'm just handing them out like you just came in the dollar store.
So some of those high value ones you can't reach.
No.
And how did they get to be high then? How did they get up there?
Because they're attached to something traumatic or something that caused a lot, or I had to pay a lot to become. I went through something to become that. So.
I'm just making a note here.
Uh-oh.
Amazing. and why do you hold on to them rather than just let them go completely?
Well, this actually goes back to the Women's Forum. I know I won't say anything about anything other than my part because
Right.
it's mine, so I can say it.
Right.
I just realized that I don't put God in a lot of anything. I put me in it, you know? And I just realized I like to get in his way. I like to take the credit. I like to be the victor. I like to say that it was me. And I don't know that that was true, but again, I not only do I not let things go, it's because I want to collect them. I want to have them. I want to say that I did this, you know? So I become a collector of selves and anything to not give God the credit.
Since realizing that during the Women's Forum, has it helped a little bit?
Yeah, because there's something, not a little voice, but there's something that I'm conscious to or connected to that I'm getting in his way, and here I go again playing God.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I am able to notice it quite often.
Nice. That was profound to me when you said that, when you realized
Because
that.
that's one of the reasons why I came in here and was like, hey, I'm here, where's God? You know, I wanted the choir, I wanted the pastor, I wanted everything that said, I came and brought my little piece of God, and I put it with your piece of God, and we just got God up in here, and I didn't bring God. I really didn't. I bring myself. So, yeah, it was profound.
It really was. I thought about that ever since we had the meeting.
Yep, me too.
It was deep.
Me too.
And I wonder, I'm glad you're here because I wonder did they have a breakthrough for you? Because it was definitely deep.
Yeah. And also, another thing that I kind of took with me this week was that it just, again, it goes back to God. Like, when she said it gets really boring, I think, I lost my thought. But I can relate to the boring, but I think for me, all of the other stuff that I create is so that I can be God. It's like I'm building a castle and I get to sit at the top.
Yeah.
And so that's why I don't like it, is because I will be dethroned the minute that I stop doing everything.
Yeah, that's deep. You will. That's the problem with every human being.
Yeah.
They don't want to be dethroned.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, we're going to get you a choir up in here.
Oh. Well, it is Christmas, so it'd be very nice to hear a choir.
Who or what are you trying to hold together?
I'd probably say everything that I'm learning, although I'm not really supposed to hold on to it, but just like a lot of the time I feel like I'm trying to remember and hold on to all the new things that I'm learning through your ministry. So I catch myself a lot of the time, okay, it shouldn't be like that, you know, do it like this, or just kind of just watching things, really.
And why are you trying to hold on to it?
Because I get scared that I'm going to forget it and then go backwards.
You don't think they're trying to hold on to it is backwards?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it
so I'm
is?
trying to observe that. That's what I'm going through right now, is like seeing what I'm trying to hold on to or what I'm trying to control,
Yeah.
and then like let it go. So.
Are you trying to hold on to your children?
You know what? I don't think so, no.
Nice. Are you trying to hold on to your husband?
Probably so, yeah.
You are? And,
I'm overcoming that right now, so.
and why are you trying, why were you trying to, or are you trying to hold on to your husband?
I think, oh, he going deep today. Sorry, it's quite personal.
No problem, this is fellowship.
I think that the way that we're raised, or the way that I was raised as a Christian, you're kind of raised that, you know, you should get married, you should have kids, and finding a good husband is like a massive part of that. And I think that I find for myself, because I left England very young, or quite young. I've spent most of my adult years in America. And I think that I'm getting over the fact that I feel like I've given up a lot to be here. So, sorry.
What do you think would happen if you didn't try to hold anything together? What would happen?
I think my fear would be that everything would fall apart, but I'm realizing that that's not necessarily the case. But the more things that I am overcoming and letting go, the better my life is, the more peace I have.
Yeah.
And the more joy I find. So.
Do you think your husband wants you to live that way or trying to hold on?
Oh, for sure. Letting go.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So
What a
easy.
mess. Christian etiquette can screw you up.
Well, that's what I find as well. Like everything that I feel like I was taught in the church has helped me in some way, but a lot of the time I feel like it's like now I know in the last year it's just the opposite. It's just I feel like I'm unlearning everything, which
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people are, and I just sometimes I think it's scary. I think when you've been married for so long that you think that, oh gosh, who would I be without this person, or who would I be without my children, or who would I be without like my career? Like, you know, I've recently given up my career and I'm trying to be at home as much as possible and be with my kids as much as possible, but it's like you sit there and you think, okay, well, I haven't got that, and you're like, your ego and you're not you is always trying to hang on to things to kind of give you a sense of, well, I have this and I have that, but really we should just let everything go. So it's definitely one thing at a time is coming up, and I'm just trying to jump over each one.
Amazing. Stay with it. Stay with it.